Hello everyone, welcome to the first video where I talk. You may be asking yourself, why is that? So while I was working on my latest transcription, I thought it might be a good idea to share with you some thoughts and insights that I get from practicing and transcribing a piece of music. I will not be going through the song note by note. You've got the video and tabs, so I'm sure you can figure it out by yourself. However, I want to offer my advice and also draw your attention to some parts that I find tricky or important for the song or interesting in general. This month I transcribed a part of Acoustic Medley played by Pat Metheny at Lugano Jazz Festival in Switzerland. You can easily find this video on YouTube, but I will link it in video description also. Also in the video description you can find link to my website where you can get a PDF file with standard notation and tab. And if you haven't seen my interpretation of the song already, it should appear somewhere over here right now. Okay, I must admit I was never a huge Pat Metheny fan, but I thought it might be quite fun challenge to do. Transcribing music is always a great opportunity to have a kind of sneak peek into the player's mind. And Pat Metheny is definitely one of the greatest jazz guitar players out there. Man cannot only transcribe Julian Lage, Martin Taylor and Joe Pass, I guess. My transcription includes the first three songs of the medley, which is Phase Dance, which here acts as an intro, Minuano 6/8 and September 15th. Originally these songs are played on nylon string guitar, but I don't own any at the moment, so I play it on my steel string Schliwa acoustic. First thing to notice about the general feel of the song is that the tempo is not that steady. So Pat starts a little rubato and stretches some bars and stays on some chords a little bit longer than the others. And after a while the song starts speeding up and it's kind of revealing its full energy. This is also backed, especially in the end, by switching key centers a few times. My advice for capturing the feeling of the song would be don't try to make it metronome perfect. Of course, read the notation and get the rhythms right, but after that try to let the song flow and give it some space to develop. Let's just say Metheny's left-hand technique is not very classical, if you know what I mean. He keeps his thumb over the neck all the time and very often grabs bass note with it. Some examples are in my opinion a little ridiculous, like playing B minor 9 with his thumb over the neck to grab A string on 2nd fret to get this sound, but hey, who am I to judge Pat Metheny? I don't think you should try to copy Pat's fingering exactly, especially where there are ways to grab the same thing that are easier and more convenient. So try to find out what works for you, because it will depend on size of your hand, the size of your neck, your instrument, and in general your left hand technique. However, I wanted to point out a few places in the score where thumb over the neck plays a very important role. So in bars 4 to 7, where you need to hold the B on the 6th string and play the same phrase as you did in the first 3 bars. With open D, it sounds like this. I need to play the same phrase with B here. So you need to use your thumb to grab it and do it like this. Unfortunately, it is impossible to play it any other way. It wasn't super convenient for me at first, but with a bit of practice I think I got it right, and I think you can also. If you are not familiar with using your thumb to grab notes over the neck, please remember, try not to hurt yourself. Don't overdo it, practice in short intervals. You should feel like a stretching in your hand or in your finger, but no pain. Part 27 is easy and quite convenient example of using thumb over the neck without a very serious stretch. Look how easy it is to move F major to G major while maintaining the melody on top. What is more important is that you have these G and B open strings ringing in beats 3 and 4, and in my opinion it's easier to avoid muting them by accident when you use your thumb to play the bass note and play the melody on top. Bar 58 is an extreme example, at least for me. Metheny keeps the note B in the bass, and on top 3 string he has a major triad, and he moves it down whole step or 2 frets down, and he does this while keeping the bass, which is completely not doable for me. Fortunately, you can play exactly the same notes by placing a bar on 10th fret. So in my version this would sound like that. Or the whole phrase. This fingering is also what I notated in transcription because I thought it might be quite daunting for most guitar players to grab the chords exactly like Pat does. Through the whole piece, you can see a pattern that is alternating between straight 8 divisions and shuffled 8s. So shuffled 8s written as a quarter note and 8th note in a triplet. Bar 21 and 22 can be a good example of this technique. The F major and G major chord has a straight 8th melody that lands on A note, which has a kind of a triplet feel. Bars 59 to 61 are a great example of the same idea. First 2 bars, E minor and A minor, has a very strong triplet feel, which sounds like that. But then the rhythm changes when melody goes through C sharp, half diminished, and F sharp major. It has now straight 8s in melody, sounds like this. Finally lands on B minor. So the whole thing sounds like this alternation between triplets and straight 8s. This kind of switching feel between bars is a pattern in the whole composition, so have it in mind when you will be practicing this tune. It might sound silly, but yes, I want to talk about repeating notes. Look at how melody is created in bars 21 to 24. So isolated melody sounds like this. Another example from bars 74 and 75. This way of constructing melodies is very characteristic for Metheny in both his improvisations and compositions. This is a very simple yet powerful technique that is often overlooked by musicians. So that's something I would like to focus on and practice a little bit to get it more into my playing, and I also encourage you to do so. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you got that far, let me know in the comments if that was helpful or interesting and if I should make more content like that in the future. I would highly appreciate if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel and preferably turn on notifications because, you know, it's important because of reasons. So that's it for now. Go to my website, download transcription, stop watching YouTube and go practice your guitar. Take care and see you next time. Bye!